Hi, I'm Rose. Welcome back to another video, or welcome if you are new. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about my experience 1 month living alone, like by myself in North York, Toronto. So it's been about a month. It's actually been a little bit over a month. Like I moved out of the Seneca residence April 23rd, and then I think today is May 27th. So it's a little bit over a month. And I just like wanted to go over like just my experience in general. So like when I was living at the Seneca residence, I liked the freedom of it all. So I knew that I wanted to like move out after my stay was done there. So like move out day was April 23rd. So like the weeks leading up to April 23rd, I was like, or that whole month April, I was trying to find a place. And so like I actually got it recommended to me by my cousin to like look on Kijiji. So that's what I did. I downloaded like the Kijiji app, and then I just searched up like room rentals near Seneca College, and I found some. And like on the Kijiji site, the postings it updates every like couple hours or so, or every couple days. So there's always like new postings. But actually generally what I found with the postings is that most landlords, or most people making the posting, they are looking for female tenants, which is like pretty, like I was like, it's pretty odd. Like I was like, oh okay, so they don't want like male tenants. I wonder why. But most of the postings were just like female students only. But for me, because I am a female, like I found it super easy. Like I found a room that was across from Seneca College, like literally across the streetlights, and I really wanted it. It was a basement just to yourself. Like there were no other tenants. It was just like that one room that was available in the basement, and I really wanted it because I was like, oh, I can vlog there, I can talk, like make like, you know, like weekly vlogs. I can, you know, just like be by myself, have no one like interrupt me. And I really like the basement, and it was like, I think it was like $550 a month, so that was pretty cheap. I really wanted that place, so I just like messaged the like landlord on the Kijiji app. I said like, hi, I'm Rose, I go to Seneca College, I'm studying blah blah blah, I'm looking for like a room rental, right? And then like she told me to call her, and so I called her, and then she like just asked me some questions. She was like asking about like how long I'm gonna be studying at Seneca College for, and like just questions about me. And she asked like, oh, do you want to see the room? And I was like, sure. And so I saw the room like I think the next day in the morning, and I had never seen a room before. And I'm a very independent person. I don't like to like bring people along if I can like do something myself, you know. But because I had never seen a room, or like been on a room tour before, like been in like, I don't know, I've just never seen like room like rentals, I guess, before. This was my first time because I had never like moved out like before. So this was my first time like moving out alone. And so on the day that I went to go see the room renter, I was like super anxious because like I watch a lot of like crime documentaries and like crime, like just like I guess documentaries or like shows on Netflix too. And like I was just scared to go into like a stranger's home, even though I'm just seeing like the room rental, and it's like the pictures on Kijiji, they're kind of like grainy, so it's kind of like sketchy, but that's just like how the Kijiji app works. So I was like, oh, like is this rental like a scam or not? I was like worried about that. And then when I was like walking to like the room rental to go see the room tour, I was so scared, so I brought a pocket knife with me. I had it in my pocket. I don't actually know how to like defend myself with it. I guess just like stab, but I had it in my pocket just in case. I was so scared, but in my intuition I didn't feel anything like off. So I went to the room rental. It was just like an older lady. She was in her pajamas too, and she just like showed me the room. She was so sweet, and she wanted like my SIN number, reference letter from a work or previous rental, which I don't have a previous rental, and at the time I wasn't working. So like I actually ended up like asking the Seneca residents like that week if I can get a reference letter from them, but they were like, no, because we are a residence and we're not an apartment, like we can't, or we don't give out reference letters. So I had no choice but to quickly find a job, which I did, but I didn't find the job in time, because I did find the job fairly fast, but like when you are asking for a reference letter from a job, you normally like have to work there for a while, like for me to feel comfortable even asking them for a reference letter. So I ended up not getting the place, which was a bummer because it was literally like across the street. I was so happy. I told my sister about it, and I don't know, I just thought I had the room. But with these postings, like so many people see the posting, like 200 people sometimes. You can see the views on Kijiji, like 120 views. I would say still message the person, still go to see the house, because, or still go to see the room tour, because the landlords, they prioritize like people who see the room and who they meet in person, who they can see like their vibe, I guess, like if they like the person or not. They prioritize those people getting the room over people that don't actually see the room. So I would always say like go see the room in person, bring a friend if you're nervous about going into a stranger's home, or I don't know, just be guarded, look around, like I don't know, just make sure you're safe when you're going to see these room tours, because there are some scams, but I was lucky that this wasn't a scam. So anyways, I lost out on the house, and I was too late giving the reference letter, or getting a reference letter, so I ended up losing that. So I had to quickly find another like posting on Kijiji, which I did, but this was like, I think this was like the last week of April, or like the week before like the last week, which I had to move out on, and it was so stressful. But I ended up finding a place, and it was a little bit like more expensive, but it was still close by. It was a little bit farther away, but still doable. So I ended up finding that, and I messaged the same thing. The guy responded, he called me, he like talked to me for a bit, and then he asked if I wanted to see the room. I said yeah, and then I saw it that day actually, and like they gave me the wrong address. And then the landlord who posted it, he drove in like this, he has like nice cars, so he drove in this nice car, and he was like looking around, like he drove around his house, and he was like, "Are you Rose?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, sorry, like we give out the wrong address, like because," and he made up like some lame excuse. I forget what it was, but it didn't make any sense. And he was like, "Oh, do you want to hop in, and then it's right over there." And I was like, no. In my head it was like red flag, red flag, red flag. You shouldn't go see this posting. I feel like they're gonna kidnap you or something bad is happening. But in my intuition, like in my gut, I felt nothing. Like I didn't feel any, like in my head I was just like, but I really, really need to find a place. And so I ended up just like, I was like, no, okay, I'll just walk down. So I walked down, the guy got out of his car, he got there before me, he opened the door, and on the phone he had told me that he had a wife. So I kind of felt a little bit better like walking in, but I had my pocket knife too, like in my pocket. So, and he told me like there were tenants in the basement, so I kind of felt like, okay, like maybe this is okay. That's the time I actually went, because when he was driving in the car I was like, should I trust this person? Like he's still a stranger. But I ended up trusting them, they're great people. I ended up getting the room rental. The room that I saw on Kijiji, it was posting for the basement, and there's like 2 other rooms down there as well. The basement wasn't open, or the basement isn't like available until June 1st. So at June 1st I'm gonna be moving downstairs, but temporarily I'm living in the room upstairs, which is actually a little bit cheaper than the room downstairs. It's like $100 cheaper. So this whole month I've been living with them. So I actually wanted to share my experience, because it's my first time moving out and living alone. Okay, so from the very start, when I saw the house tour, like it was fine and everything, it was good. Oh my god, good vibes, I like the place. And basically like I asked them like, oh, like what documents do you need for me? And these landlords, they're more chillax than the last one. He was just like, oh, I just need a like verification letter saying that or enrollment verification letter saying that you go to Seneca College, because I told them that I was a full-time student. So I got that, like you just get it through the student home Seneca Blackboard site, and you get it within 24 hours. So I was very like quick with it. So I think that's how come I got the room. And also they actually told me recently they liked my vibe, so they like wanted me to they chose me to rent out the place. So yeah, so I had to sign a like contract that they made up. It was like no drugs, no guests, no pets, but I asked if I could bring my tortoise. They said that was okay. They were just like worried about a dog or a cat, because they have a cat, but they're worried about like another cat getting along with their cat. So like my bringing my tortoise was good, so I was happy about that. No guests, it's not that bad. I could see my family like during the weekend or whatever. They don't have to come over, so that was fine. And I'm trying to think what other rules they had. I think that was it. And like, you know, be clean and everything, be organized, like don't leave a mess. And also they just wanted like my first month's rent and then my last month's rent, so I had to pay that up front. I actually paid it in cash, and then they gave me like this receipt. And then for monthly payments, I asked them like, oh, when do I pay monthly, like for the rent? And they said on the 1st of the month, and you basically just do an e-transfer. So that was pretty easy. You just like email the person, like do it through your banking, do it through your online bank. So that's pretty easy. So like that was basically my only like questions really. And so yeah, so I moved into the room upstairs with them. I share a washroom and a kitchen with them, which is fine. They're like really relaxed people. So moving in, it took me a couple trips, and I actually ended up taking like some Ubers like to carry my stuff from the residence to like the place. I ended up doing a couple trips walking, but it was taking too long, and I had to like work quickly after, like on move out day. I had work quickly at like 12:30 that I had to get to, so I had to like take a couple Ubers, get my stuff all over there. I brought my stuff, like I brought some more stuff like the day before too, so it wasn't like, it actually was a lot of stuff, but it wasn't too much stuff all at once. So the first day that I was there, like their cat slept on my bed, and their cat like sniffed like all of my stuff. Like it was so cute. I was like, I'm not used to animals, and I used to be scared of dogs when I was younger. I think just because of like the bark, how it's like so loud, and they like move fast. But like cats, they don't really make noise, and they don't like move fast. Like, so I actually got used to the cat. The cat is so cute. I love the cat. He just like sniffs around basically. So cute. The cat is like so attached to the landlord, like the wife. Like whenever the wife is gone, like the cat meows. The cat is so cute. Like the cat is so like gentle with my tortoise too. And like when I first brought my tortoise in, like the cat was so curious about my tortoise, like just looking inside the tank. It was so cute. But yeah, so I had to get like used to their cat just like walking around, because like he would go from room to room. He really likes the sunroom, which is like connected to my room and like another room. So the cat like really likes the sunroom. But yeah, so I had to get used to their cat, which I actually like am used to a cat now, which is crazy because I have never been used to animals. Like just like animals that I don't have to touch really, like I'm okay with, because like I'm not used to like the movement of animals, but now I am, so that's good. Also with the tortoise, like I'm used to it now. But yeah, so I had to get used to the cat. So on my first day staying there, the landlords were super sweet. They made dinner for me, like steak. It was my first time, I think, trying steak. The steak that they made is so good. Like I sat beside the wife, and like the husband just like plays video games with like his friend, and with his friend over the phone. So yeah, they're super chill people. They basically just like play video games after they're done like coming, you know, after they're done for the day, like working. And yeah, so yeah, they're super sweet people. They're really nice. They're good people. So yeah, living with them for a month has been good. The only thing like I don't like is like in the rooms you can hear everything, because like it's an old house too. And also, so like I haven't been like vlogging or like doing videos in my room that I can like talk, because I don't know, it's just awkward when you could hear like people in the other room, or they could hear you. So that's like my only thing. But I do like the room and everything. Their Wi-Fi is the fastest Wi-Fi I've ever had. Like my videos upload in like a minute, and it like, which is crazy because at the Seneca residence, like the Wi-Fi isn't even that fast. It's fast, but it's not that fast. So I love the Wi-Fi there. Like, oh, and then my landlords, they also like give you Netflix, like it comes with the rental. So I've been like watching Netflix. I haven't had Netflix in so long, so I've been like watching like shows and everything. So I've been like, yeah, enjoying that. The only other thing that I don't like about like the rental so far is like the upstairs washroom, like the washroom that I've been using for this whole month. Like the toilet seat is so nasty. Like, it's so stained. Like, there's like pee stains, there's like some brown stains. It's so nasty. So I just like use the toilet paper to like cover the seat and then go to the washroom. I only have to deal with it until like June 1st when I move downstairs, but that's like the only thing that I don't like. But besides that, like, no other complaints. The landlords are so nice to me. They give like, they make me food like all the time, or like most of the time. Like, I don't know, they just like make food and then they're like, Rose, you want some? Or they like ask me, or I just like hang out with them and have a meal. So nice. So I've been like hanging out with like the wife, and like I hang out with the husband like sometimes, both of them, like in the kitchen just like eating together. So far this whole month has been good. Like, the only thing is that like now that I'm living alone, I've realized that when I come home from work, like I have to like find the energy to make dinner sometimes. Like, sometimes the landlords like feed me, but like, you know, there's other days where like they're not around, or like they don't like feed me all the time or like make meals. So there's like days where I come home from work and I like have to like find the energy to like make dinner for myself. So I try to find like quick meals that I could quickly do, or I don't know, just like something quick really. But overall my expenses are good. Like, I'm able to pay my rent, I'm working, I don't get too many hours from my job, so I have to do, or I do Uber Eats deliveries too, which is fun. You just go around on your electric scooter, and also I get to like learn more and know more like directions wise in this North York region, because I'm still like fairly new to the North York region. So I do that, so I'm able to pay bills. And then also I only shop at Food Basics, or sometimes No Frills. Food Basics is actually cheaper than No Frills, so I go to Food Basics. I just have to like take a bus like a couple stops. It's at Steeles and Don Mills, I think. It's by Bobby, that mall. I think it's called Bobby's Outlet Mall. Yeah, that's what it is. It's by the Tim Hortons too. And there's like a Country Queen, so it's not like far. And so yeah, that's what I do. It's like $50 for groceries for like, sometimes I could stretch it to 2 weeks, or like, yeah, basically it lasts 2 weeks, $50 like for 2 weeks. So $100 of groceries, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less, just kind of like depends. Also, like one time, like the landlord, like the wife, she like asked me, she was like, oh, we really like you like living upstairs, you're really easy to get along with. And she was like, well, like if you would like instead of moving downstairs, you could stay up here and I'll keep it being $100 cheaper for you. And like when she told me that, like I was just like, no thanks. I like told her, I was like, no, it's okay, like I would like to move downstairs June 1st, like as we agreed on. Because like in my head, like I was like, no, like I cannot survive, like I can survive till like the end of the month, but like I cannot survive with that like toilet seat lid. Like in my head I was like, if you like replace that toilet seat, like the toilet seat, like I wouldn't mind like living upstairs, like it's fine. But I didn't want to like be rude or anything, so I didn't say anything about that. I just said like, oh, I still want to live like downstairs, because I do still want to live downstairs. I want to experience what it's like down there, and I want to see like, you know, how it is like living actually, like, you know, not with like the landlords, I guess, just like living with like 2 other tenants in the other room, and just like, you know, being fully like living alone, I guess, and just like seeing how it is. Because like the room downstairs is bigger, and like I don't know, I just want to like not, the landlords are awesome, but I don't like, I just want to like come and go as I please without like, you know, having to see anyone, I guess. They're awesome people, but like, you know, you kind of want that like freedom of like going out and going in like whenever you want, and like sometimes being lazy, like not having to like, or like just being in your pajamas, I guess. Like being a lazy person, you know, just like some days you just want to be lazy and just like, you know, you don't want to like get dressed up a little bit, or you know, you just want to be lazy basically. So yeah, the place that I'm living at right now, it's about a 10-minute walk from Seneca College, so still very close. Also very close to like the 25 and the 925 bus. So yeah, I'm like, I can easily go to work, I can easily go to Seneca College still. It's still like doable. Oh, and then I forgot to mention that like when I was moving in, like the landlords, they like asked me, oh, do you want the room furnished or not furnished? and like they were like, do you want it like with furniture? Like we have some furniture. So I was like, oh sure, like, you know, I might as well use their furniture rather than like bringing stuff from home, because like I'll have to pay for the stuff from home to be moved. And like I don't know if I want to stay like permanently at this place yet. I just want to like try it out for like the summer really, because I haven't decided if I want to go back to Seneca residence in September or not. So my lease is only till like September, like the beginning of September. So yeah, but so far, so like living upstairs is fine. I just want to like experience like living downstairs and see how I like it. If I like it, I'll probably stay with them and like extend my lease. If not, then like I might go live at the Seneca residence and like experience like living at the Seneca residence again, because I did enjoy my like time there, and then find a new place. But yeah, that's basically my plan. And also I wanted to say, because I was in a rush to find a place because I ended up losing that first place, I didn't mention it to my parents. Like I mentioned it to my sister, but I didn't mention it to my parents, so they thought I was moving back after the Seneca residence, like after my stay there. But then I got like so busy with work, like, and then I was so stressed like finding this place, and I wasn't sure if like I was actually gonna get this place. So I got it confirmed like I think like a couple days or a couple days near move out day. So I didn't mention it to my parents, and I didn't have time because I had to like go directly to work, and I was busy with work basically, and like life was moving so fast for me, so I didn't mention it to them. And then they ended up getting sick, so I couldn't mention it like the week after. Sorry, there's a bunch of like dandelions blowing, so if you see like white fluff, like it's the dandelions. I'm in a field of dandelions. So I didn't end up mentioning it to them, and then I guess they were told. And then the next time I like visited them, they were like, oh, do you have anything like, or my mom was like, oh, do you have anything new to tell me? And so I told her, and she was like, you know, you could have told us instead of me asking you. But I was like, man, like, you know, it's just like, it's my time now to move out. I was like, it's time. And like, I don't know, just like life had moved too fast, so I wasn't able to tell them like beforehand. And then my dad found out, and then he was like, oh yeah, you didn't mention it, or something like that, I think he said. So, but now they know, so now they're okay. But yeah, so now I am living in North York. Well, still living in North York, because I was living in North York from like staying at their Seneca residence. But now I'm living here just alone with my tortoise, Torty, and enjoying it so far. It's cool being alone, or it's cool living alone and moving out, because like the freedom of it all, you can do whatever you want and stuff. You have your own bills to pay, so there's like that responsibility. But like, I don't know, I just feel like it's time. Like I'm 24 years old, so I haven't like completely moved out of my parents' place. So I'm thinking about doing that when I'm like living in the basement, like completely grabbing everything from there and like moving it into the basement when I move there, like June 1st. So I haven't like completely moved out of there yet, so I still have to do that. So yeah, that has been my experience living alone in North York in a single room for 1 month so far. A very good experience so far. I like it. Actually, I forgot to mention another reason why I do want to live downstairs as planned and not continue living upstairs is because like the landlords, like they sometimes fight. But like I remember I was present, or like I was in my room for one of the fights, and I just like it was just like making me like cry, and I was like upset. I don't know if it was like violent towards each other, or if things were thrown or things were moved, but like, you know, just like it's, I don't know, just like living with the landlords, like sometimes they get into fights, and it's just like they're very loud, and it's just like, I don't know, I don't like being around for that. So I would like rather like, you know, live in the basement. But you know, like living upstairs is just temporary for me. So that was actually another reason why I didn't want to stay upstairs, other than like the dirty toilet lid. So actually that actually leads me to another point. So like, be careful like who you live with, because like you don't really know them. So just be careful you're not like in a violent like situation. I'm not in a violent situation, but like it's just like it's not unprofessional because it's like their house, but it's just like, I don't know, just like living with like the landlords, it's like I don't want to hear, or I don't want to be like, I just like mind my own business. I don't say anything. I just like mind my own business. But like being around for like fights, it's just like, oh, it's not a good place to be. And also I wanted to say that living alone so far has been safe for me. I have considered getting those things like where you can jam it into your door at night, but like honestly I don't have to living here. It's like completely safe, like nothing has happened to me, like, you know. So I actually haven't found a need to get one of those like door jammers where they like say it so no one can come in. So I haven't found a need to that, but I did like, that was my first thought when like, you know, moving out, I guess. And yeah, so that's all I wanted to say today. It's a nice sunny day out. I'm in this like dandelion field because I just wanted to like be alone and talk. So yeah, I will see you guys in another video.